Welcome to Kamrul's Arctic Studies classroom. Today I try to give you a brief introduction about the Arctic so that you are familiarized with the Arctic. I know some of you are more familiar than the others. Well, when Arctic comes to your mind, what do you think about Arctic? What do you think about the region? How do you think that this region should look like? Probably it comes to your mind the presence of large icebergs, glaciers, magnificent fauna like polar bear, seals, whales. You may also think of indigenous people, like people living in Canadian North, Inuit people, people living in Alaska. You may also think of people living in northern Siberia, for example, and also people living in Scandinavian countries, in the northern part of Scandinavian countries, the Sami people. Today, Arctic is becoming as an academic discipline, emerging academic discipline. Therefore, it is important to know about formal conceptualization of the Arctic in a more kind of academic way. The Arctic is a geographical space surrounding the North Pole. The vast area is about 14 million square kilometers. The area includes spaces that are both within and beyond national jurisdiction. The Arctic Ocean is at the center of the Arctic. An Arctic Ocean contains 2.8 million square kilometers area of high sea, which is beyond national jurisdiction. The states that have territories in the Arctic are Canada, Denmark for Greenland, Iceland, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Russia, and the United States. 5 of the 8 Arctic states are called Arctic coastal states. And these are Canada, Denmark for Greenland again, Russia, Norway, and United States. So these coastal states have maritime jurisdiction in the Arctic. In particular, up to 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zone. Here in this map, you can see how Arctic Ocean looks like. The dark blue area you can see from this map refers to the high sea, which is beyond national jurisdiction. And the light blue color, as you can see in the Arctic Ocean, is the exclusive economic zone to which coastal states do have jurisdiction. However, the jurisdiction to this area is limited. Other states, including non-Arctic states, do have navigation right. Arctic can also be understood as a region of natural environment, pristine natural environment, with presence of cold climatic conditions, long winter, and frozen ground for most part of the year. The other characteristics of the Arctic include sparse population and long distance between settlements and the presence of culturally distinct indigenous peoples. It is important to have a formal conceptualization of the Arctic. And how does this formal conceptualization stand? There are generally 3 definitions that you will find often used when Arctic is referred to. And these 3 definitions are, the first one is called Arctic Circle definition. Second one is tree line definition. And the third one is called definition measured by temperature. Now, what is Arctic Circle definition? Arctic Circle is an imaginary line which is located at the latitude 66.33 degree north. And beyond Arctic Circle, it is said that at least one of the days during summer months, sun doesn't set. Usually it is 21st of June when sun doesn't set. You can see the sunlight all around 24 hours. And also it is said that one of the days during mid-winter, sun doesn't rise. Usually it is 21st of December. So this is what is so-called Arctic Circle definition. Now from Arctic Circle to the north, up till North Pole is the space called the Arctic. The second is tree line definition. And tree line definition defines the Arctic as a region which starts from the point where upright growth of trees and forests are hindered, mainly due to lower temperature and short growing season. From that point onward to the north, it is tundra area, and that is what is referred to as the Arctic. The third definition is measured by temperature. So when during the summer months the average daily temperature does not go above plus 10 degrees Celsius is called the Arctic.
In this map you see all the three definitions. This dot line, as you see, it is called Arctic Circle. This is located at the 66.33 degree north latitude, and the area, whole area within this is called the Arctic. And you see at the center of the Arctic is the Arctic Ocean, and there are then land masses of 8 different Arctic countries, as I referred to in my talk. And the second definition that I was talking about is the tree line definition, and this green line is called the tree line definition. You see, this is not an even line, so this green line is called the tree line definition. And then there is another one, this red color line you see here, and this red color line is called the definition measured by the temperature, where during the summer month daily average temperature does not go above plus 10 degrees Celsius.
In addition to these three definitions, Arctic does have also other conceptualization. For example, culturally defined Arctic or politically defined Arctic. Culturally defined Arctic refers to the Arctic where indigenous peoples have been living in the Arctic for thousands of years. They have their own way of practicing livelihoods, and this practicing of livelihood is often ice dependent and connected to the characteristics of the Arctic. Their way of life in connection to the characteristics of the Arctic is referred to as culturally defined Arctic. Arctic can also be defined politically. The Arctic Council is a high-level intergovernmental cooperation forum of the 8 Arctic states. It operates through a number of working groups, and these working groups often define the Arctic for their particular purpose. For example, conservation of Arctic flora and fauna is one of the working groups which has developed the definition of the Arctic. As you see in this map, how conservation of flora and fauna define the Arctic. Also, under the auspices of the Arctic Council, there were a number of international agreements applicable to the Arctic states. For example, Search and Rescue Agreement is one of the legally binding agreements that refers to Arctic, as you can see from this map. Here it shows how, for the purpose of search and rescue, Arctic is defined. This is basically how Arctic is conceptualized. I hope you like this video. If you have any question, please feel free to let me know. Here you see my contact information. Thank you so much.